Aloha Friday, AI adopter. So I've been diving deep into what all these big AI thought leaders are saying about careers and the future of work. And honestly, most of them are completely missing the mark when it comes to what you actually need to know. Look, while these experts are debating existential risks and telling you to go back to school for computer science, something huge is happening right now in the job market. 85% of companies have already shifted to skills-based hiring. That's not some future trend. That's happening today. And here's the thing that really gets me. There's this massive opportunity sitting right in front of us for people who can translate AI potential into actual business results. But most people are listening to the wrong advice about how to get there. Let me show you what I mean. We've got this huge disconnect between what the experts are focused on and what's actually happening in your day-to-day work life. On one side, you've got Geoffrey Hinton warning about a 10 to 20% risk that AI will take control. Demis Hassabis is telling everyone they need to study math and computer science to understand how these systems work. But here's your reality, right? You're probably trying to get a $50 ChatGPT subscription approved by your CFO. You've got maybe 30 minutes between meetings to figure out how to streamline your reporting process. And the data backs this up. 62% of employers now expect you to have generative AI familiarity as just a baseline. But here's the kicker. 78% of technically skilled candidates are still failing because they lack the soft skills and business understanding. So clearly, just knowing the tech isn't enough. Now, there is one thought leader who actually gets it right, and that's Lee Bogner from Mars. He's got this principle that I think is absolutely crucial. Focus on the business problems first, before you even think about selecting any AI technology. He breaks down AI evolution into 3 clear stages. First, you've got traditional AI. That's the rule-based automation where most companies are still operating. Then there's generative AI, the content creation stuff where early adopters are experimenting. And finally, agentic AI. These autonomous systems that can act and solve problems in real time. Here's why this matters for your career. While everyone else is chasing the latest shiny AI tool, you can position yourself as someone who understands this progression and can help organizations navigate it strategically. That's where the real value lies. Let's talk numbers for a second because the skills revolution is happening faster than most people realize. 85% of companies are now using skills-based hiring. That's up from basically nothing just a few years ago. When they do this right, they're seeing a 70% reduction in time to productivity. And if you've got the right AI skills, you're looking at a potential 47% salary boost. But here's what's really interesting. Top candidates are getting hired in an average of just 10 days now. The old model of lengthy interview processes and checking off boxes for degrees. That's becoming a liability for companies. They're moving fast, and they need people who can deliver results, not just credentials. Now here's something that's keeping me up at night, and it should probably worry you too. Workera calls it the junior people crisis. AI is automating all those entry-level tasks that junior employees used to do to learn the ropes. Think about it. Document review, data entry, basic content creation. These were the stepping stones people used to build their skills and understand how business works. So what happens when AI takes over those tasks? This creates some serious strategic questions. How do companies develop future leaders? But more importantly for you, how do you demonstrate value when basic competency becomes automated? The opportunity here is huge. You need to become the person who can bridge that gap between automated efficiency and human judgment. Companies desperately need people who can solve this problem. Meanwhile, academia is scrambling to catch up, and honestly, they're kind of missing the point too. Universities are rushing to integrate AI into their curricula, focusing on technical education and STEM fundamentals. But the market reality is completely different. Employers need practical application skills, not theoretical knowledge. 85% of hiring decisions are based on what you can actually do, not what degree you have. Fei-Fei Li, who's called the godmother of AI, actually gets this right. She says we need to focus on the current reality of AI rather than these grandiose futuristic scenarios. That's exactly the kind of practical thinking that creates career opportunities. So where does this leave you? Well, there's this massive translation opportunity that most people are completely overlooking. The market needs people who can work at 4 different levels. At the bottom, you've got tool proficiency, just knowing how to use ChatGPT effectively for business tasks. Then there's output evaluation, being able to critically assess what AI produces. Next level up is strategic integration, developing business cases for AI initiatives, communicating with stakeholders. And at the top, organizational leadership, creating frameworks for AI adoption across entire companies. Here's the thing, most AI leaders are providing guidance for the technical architecture and long-term risk assessment. But nobody's really helping people become these practical translators. That gap is your competitive advantage. When it comes to positioning yourself, there are 4 key strategies that actually work. First, always use a problem-first approach. Start with business challenges, not AI capabilities. Second, develop metrics that actually matter to decision-makers, not just cool AI features. Third, position AI as enabling human expertise, not replacing it. And fourth, understand and communicate the limitations and safeguards that need to be in place. This isn't just theory. This is how you differentiate yourself from everyone else who's just chasing AI tools without understanding the business context. These 4 pillars will make you indispensable. Now let's get practical about how you actually implement this. I see this as a 3-layer strategy. Layer 1 is immediate tactical wins. Implement that business-first framework we talked about. Develop your critical evaluation skills so you can spot when AI is giving you garbage. Build those stakeholder communication capabilities. Layer 2 is strategic positioning. This is where you position yourself as the AI translator in your organization or for your clients. Develop expertise in governance and risk management. Trust me, this is going to be huge. Layer 3 is market leadership. Develop your own proprietary methodologies. Create thought leadership content that bridges theory and practice. Each layer builds on the previous one, and each one makes you more valuable. Finally, let's think about future-proofing your career, because this AI thing isn't slowing down anytime soon. In the short term, we're talking 6 to 12 months. Master the current AI tools and develop those critical evaluation skills we talked about. Build your stakeholder communication capabilities. Medium term, 1 to 3 years. Start preparing for agentic AI integration. Develop that expertise in governance and compliance. Build your capabilities in designing human-AI collaboration. Long-term, 3+ years. Position yourself as a strategic AI integration leader. Develop proprietary methodologies and frameworks. Build expertise in emerging AI applications for your specific industry. This timeline gives you a clear roadmap for staying ahead of the curve. Here's the bottom line, and this is really important. Success in the AI economy doesn't require you to become an AI researcher or engineer. It requires becoming the person who can make AI useful for real business challenges. Your strategic response? Position yourself as the bridge between AI capability and business value. Focus on implementation, measurement, and human integration rather than technical development. And here's your competitive advantage. While everyone else is chasing the latest AI tools or debating future scenarios, you become the person who can deliver results with current technology and prepare organizations for practical AI integration. Look, this stuff is moving fast, and there's a lot more depth to each of these points than I could cover here. If you want to dive deeper into any of these strategies, definitely check out the AI Adopters newsletter. We break down practical frameworks, case studies, and implementation guides that you can actually use. And hey, if this was helpful, share it with a friend or colleague who's trying to figure out their AI strategy. The more people who understand this practical approach, the better we all get at making AI actually useful instead of just impressive. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.